This movie I'm going to be talking about today, a lot of people didn't think that I was actually going to like it and enjoy it. They thought it was going to be too slow, too old-fashioned for me. I hate to tell you guys, you're wrong. Let's get into this review.
Pretty big cunt. I make a pretty big clit. I'm like a tuning fork, baby.
Not bad.
Suck my juicy cock. I'll come over and you can suck it.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows. It's that time.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel during this most festive time of the year with another ho-ho-ho review. This time for the film that most people didn't think I was going to like. I'm talking about the classic. It was a first-time watch. I'm talking about 1974's Black Christmas, starring Olivia Hussey, Margot Kidder, and John Saxon. Yeah, I guess most people just thought this was not up my alley. Too slow of a burn. Not enough gore, not enough blood. Most of the time you guys are right. But in this instance, you guys are wrong. And I'm not just saying that because this is becoming like a fan favorite, becoming everybody's favorite horror movie besides like Halloween and stuff. I really had a good time with it. I noticed that it has a lot of Halloween, vibes. That Halloween got a lot from this film. You could definitely see that, like the first person killer point of view. Halloween honestly looked identical, when Billy's looking or climbing or doing something, like Michael Myers did the same thing. So that's how good this movie really was, that Halloween was inspired by it and kind of elaborated on, the slasher and helped create it into the genre that it is today, the subgenre, I mean. Musical tones throughout this. Surprisingly, I noticed it kind of reminded me of Child's Play. Just some of the musical notes and whatnot. So I don't know if it was or not, but maybe Child's Play was even inspired by this film, at least musically, because, like I said, some of the tones and notes I'm hearing also sound like they were in Child's Play. So I don't know. This movie is a big inspiration to the the horror community and the horror genre, so I can't sit here and say that I think it was overrated or anything. I thought it was a classic and a must-watch every Christmas from now on. I really do believe that. Focuses on these girls at the sorority house, are getting ready to go home for Christmas, but somebody else has other ideas. We just see somebody on the outside, climbing up, getting into the attic. We never see a face, just see everything from his point of view, which definitely leaves this an added mystery to this film because you have no idea who it is. They never really give a name, and then, when he starts making the phone calls, that's whenever he says, "It's me, Billy." And then, it's Billy, but unlike the 2006 remake, we have no idea who Billy even is whatsoever. The phone calls in this, compared to the remake, creepy. They're some of the best, phone calls in a film I've ever heard. The grunting, like the pig noises. Everything that Billy does in his phone calls, it's some of the creepiest shit you're ever gonna hear. And honestly, if that was me, if I was one of those girls in that house, I know they don't know he's there yet, but I still would have left. I would have went somewhere, done something. Not just waited around and hung out, Definitely, like Dave McCrae says all the time, mood, atmosphere. This flick has mood and atmosphere. That's what it's based off of. This movie's not based off of gore and blood and kills. Yes, there are kills, but they're not anything crazy. Nothing too violent. It relies on the mood, the creepiness, the Halloween, the Christmas atmosphere was fantastic. Definitely got the mood of Christmas in this film. all the Christmas lights, the decorations, the music, everything about it screams Christmas time to me. And I just think that helped add to the aura around this film. That made it rise up for me, to be honest with you guys. One of the creepiest things in the film, I mean, it's on the damn cover, the plastic bag and sitting in the rocking chair. Like, I don't know what it is about that scene and about that look, but it's just some of the creepiest shit I've ever seen in film. You don't have to see the gore and the blood and the guts. It's just something creepy about. It literally looks like a dead girl sitting in a rocking chair, suffocated with a plastic bag over her head. Just sitting in front of the window, and nobody can see it from the outside because it's up so high. And Billy's just the weird dude that he is, and he'll sit up there and freaking just keep rocking that chair and pushing that dead girl in the chair. Obviously, Billy in this film, kind of like Michael Myers, is definitely a mental patient, no doubt about it. But I think Billy has way more problems. He has stories going on in his head, and he replays them out loud, I think. Like I said, we don't get to see what he looks like or anything, but just his dialogue, you know this is a messed up individual, and he might not even honestly know what he's doing. He just is doing it, and he's so mentally unstable, and he's schizophrenic, and man, just the character of Billy's just so interesting, and thank goodness Dave McCrae's given us the fan film It's Me, Billy. Should be coming out next year. The teaser trailer's gonna be dropping on December 24th, so keep an eye out for that, guys. Definitely gonna be badass. But hopefully he elaborates more on the story of Billy. Don't know if we're gonna get to see more of Billy, like physically see him, but definitely elaborate more on the story. Maybe a little bit of understanding where he came from, but not too much. Not like the remake that gave away every little detail about him. I love the song that Billy sings whenever he's up in the attic. My baby bunting, daddy's gone a hunting, gone to get a rabbit skin to wrap the baby bunting in. Creepy nursery rhyme. Everything Billy says is creepy. He's just an all-around creepy good guy. He's a good guy, and I love him. The final girl in this movie is Jess. She's played by Olivia Hussey. She did fantastic. A lot of people say she's better than Laurie Strode. Honestly, I kind of think they're both the same. They both did an okay job. I wouldn't say one... Personally, for me, I wouldn't say one's better than the other. But I thought she did a fine job. Margot Kidder as Beth. Probably the best actress in this movie for me personally. I enjoyed every time she was on screen. I enjoyed her interactions with the killer over the phone. She seemed like a really feisty girl that could put up a heck of a fight, and I really dug her a lot, actually. The house mother, she's there. She goes up in the attic investigating for her cat. Billy kills her, and I don't even really know how he did it. He must be one hell of a strong dude. But I don't know. He hung her somehow. It was kind of weird, but also creepy because he kept that dead body was hanging in the background. The other dead body was sitting on the rocking chair, so he's just like collecting all these dead bodies, and he's probably up there talking to him because he's not mentally stable. At all. But it was... Billy's so interesting. We need more Billy. Like, Billy doesn't just come out and kill people. You know, like a Jason thing, he just comes out and kills them. Billy takes his time, watches everything unfold, and when the opportunity's right, then he kills. He's very patient. He's got a Michael Myers little tone to him, I guess. Huh? Very patiently looking at a wall, looking past the wall to this night. Maybe Billy is another version of Michael Myers. It's a possibility. Or Michael Myers is another version of Billy, you know? We don't know. It's a cool thing to think about, though, isn't it, guys? I forgot to mention, one of the phone calls in the beginning, whenever he's first calls them and he's talking about, lick, 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 lick. I want to lick your pretty big cunt. And then he's like, I want to come over there and you can suck on my juicy cock. Suck on my juicy fat cock. I know it's sick, but I like it anyway. It just adds, it's kind of realism because that's probably what somebody would say on the phone because people are freaking disgusting. And you're making kind of weird phone calls and shit like that. You're going to say, lick that pretty big cunt. Lick that pretty big cunt. Lick, 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 lick. Billy's awesome. I can't get enough. And I can't believe this is the first time I ever watched this film. I've been into horror for freaking, I don't even know, like over 20 years. And I can't believe I never got around to watching this film. I've always heard about it and had no idea really what it was about and never gave it a chance. And now that I did watch it, I fell in love with it pretty much instantly. Yes, it's a little bit slow, but the mood and the atmosphere definitely amps it up a little bit. And Billy's is just amazing and it really works. John Saxon was in this movie. You guys probably remember him from Nightmare on Elm Street. Nancy's father. He's a detective in this one as well. He's the one trying to investigate who is doing all this shit to the sorority house. But this whole time in the film, they're pointing us in the direction of Peter, who is Jess's boyfriend. Jess was pregnant. She wanted to get an abortion. She didn't want to have the baby. And it keeps eyeing in on Peter. He seems really creepy. He's at his piano recital. He's like smashing the piano and doing all kinds of angry shit. And then, as Billy is chasing Jess near the end of the movie, magically Peter shows up. And he comes in the basement and starts acting weird. Is that you, Jess? Jess, what are you doing down here?
Jess? Why didn't you answer me? What are you yelling about? Jess, you had me worried.
So you're like, oh, obviously Peter is Billy. And then, that's what we think. And then that ending. John Saxon and the rest of the detectives come in and they find Jess holding Peter on her lap. And she killed him. So everybody thinks that everything's okay. Everybody thinks that Billy, the guy making the prank calls and killing the sorority sisters, was Peter. And if you thought that, you might not be wrong because of how creepy he looked, the way he was acting. It pointed right to him. But we find out. They zoom up to the attic and you see the attic door latch going down really slowly and you know that Billy's still up there and he's up there talking and talking. In this movie we get to hear about Agnes. But we don't ever know who Agnes is in this film, unlike the remake. We don't know who Agnes is. Billy just talks about Agnes in the phone call sometimes, but we do not know who it is. A kill in this movie that I really loved was whenever Billy was killing Beth. He killed her with the glass unicorn, which I don't know why I love it so much, but I do. And they keep going back and forth between seeing partially the one side of Billy's face, then they go to shooting back to the carolers singing, back to Billy, carolers singing. I don't know why I love that part so much. I do. I love. They're trying to make it seem like a joyous time of year, yet somebody is getting murdered in the upstairs bedroom of the house. This stuff's not supposed to be happening on Christmas. Christmas is about joy and about giving and being with family. And that's all Billy wants. He wants to be with his family on Christmas. And he's taking out these sorority sisters and anybody in this house one by one. And I just thought that was a really great scene, really great kill. I mean, obviously it doesn't show that much, but I did enjoy it anyway. I just think this movie just has so many creepy tones, such a creepy atmosphere, a creepy killer that we never really get to fully understand. I love the crazy flipped out scenes when he's knocking shit over. I love the creepy phone calls. I love that we don't get a full glimpse of him. We only see a little bit of his face. I love the first person point of view of what he's doing. I love his meticulousness in this film. He's not rushing into the kills. He's taking his time. If you're into slow burns and you're into slashers, not that I don't really know if you'd fully consider this a slasher, but this one's definitely for you. Going in unaware, I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed the hell out of this movie. And it is definitely going to be up there on my top favorite horror movies of all time. No, I'm not just trying to fit in with the crowd and I want to be like everybody else. I want to be like Dave McRae. No. It's a really good film, and it deserves the praise that it gets. It really does. Halloween's still above it for me personally, but Black Christmas is definitely going to be up there. Definitely in the top 10, if not in the top 5 for sure. But that's all I got to say about the classic 1974 Black Christmas. It's me, Billy. Like. Definitely keep checking out my videos. I do appreciate everyone that watches, likes, comments, shares. So continue to like, comment, and share. Definitely hit that subscribe button really, really hard. And let's try to grow this channel to 300 subs. Definitely slowed down a little bit for me. Trying to pick that back up, trying to get back into the groove of things. I appreciate everybody who's stuck around, hanging out. Definitely keep checking up on the Stream Demons. We got a live stream coming up, I believe, January 2nd with the Splat Pack. And damn, I think this might be my last Christmas review for the Christmas season. I don't know, unless I sneak another one in. But definitely keep being you guys and have a ho 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 merry day.
It's that time. Christmas time is here. Everybody knows.